Hi, I'm Jacob Whitehead, an attorney at Whitehead Employment Law. What makes a hostile work environment? I get this question all of the time. Many times people come to me, they believe they're experiencing a hostile work environment, they believe it's unlawful, and they want to know what they can do about it. Unfortunately, many times what might be hostile by definition is not necessarily unlawful. So for example, maybe you have a boss that is an equal opportunity asshole and he treats everybody horribly. That actually is not unlawful. So as long as you're not discriminating or creating an atmosphere that affects certain protected groups differently than others, then chances are it's not unlawful. So for example, under the law, it is unlawful to treat people differently based on gender. And many times we see a sexually charged work environment and we see it sexually hostile. That's where you start getting what might be a sexual harassment. And I see that a lot. Or other times you might have hostility based on age, where you see older people being discriminated. Maybe they get a new supervisor and the supervisor is always talking to them as, hey, when are you going to retire, Joe? Joe, you're getting kind of old. Shouldn't you be in the retirement home, Joe? That type of conduct can be unlawful. And there's two ways that make any hostile work environment under the law. One is it's got to be severe acts. And severe has to be something that is just so outrageous that one simple act might be deemed hostile work environment or unlawful discrimination. And the other type is pervasive, and it's little acts that over time might build up to be something that would amount to unlawful harassment. So for example, if you have a supervisor who tries to force himself onto a woman, clearly hostile, clearly severe, and that would be an unlawful an example of unlawful sexual harassment. But what happens where you have little acts of sexually charged type conduct, but a lot less overt, and it happens over time? Well, that can create a hostile work environment that is very, very much illegal. But many times the victims in these situations don't necessarily understand that it might be unlawful, because it seems if you take any one situation, a wink here, maybe a hand on your shoulder there, that type of conduct, it might not feel illegal at the time, but over time and built up, this type of pervasive conduct is unlawful, and you should definitely talk to an employment attorney. So that's what hostile work environment means. There are many different types, but in general you want to look for really severe acts or acts taken over time that added together make it unlawful hostile work environment. Hey, give us a call. We'd love to walk through any issues you have. You definitely need to consult an attorney to find out if you're experiencing a hostile work environment, but I encourage you to do so.